Hi everyone and welcome to 10 Tenths. So in this video I'm going to take you through my maintenance wash techniques as well as my pre-winter protection process. At the time of filming it's mid-autumn here in Melbourne and we've been having a nice dry run of weather which will probably change soon because Melbourne. So this should hopefully get my car's paint in great shape before the rains arrive. So I had already given the car a full detail with wax and sealant about 2 months ago and the weather's been holding up pretty well. So nothing more than some light dust and dried water spots on the body. And I haven't driven in any torrential downpours either in that time, which definitely helps. So hopefully you might learn something from this video when it comes to cleaning your car and to tackle something like this yourself if you feel up to it. And if you did, or if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe for future content. Okay, so I'm going to start with the wheels first. So I'm going to use a 3-bucket method here. Got a bucket, of course, an old microfiber pad, and a dedicated wash mitt for the wheels. A wheel cleaning brush, very useful, and a brush cleaning between the spokes and also the face of the rim, so very useful. I've also got a dedicated wheel wash. So for this I'm using Auto Finesse Revolution wheel soap. I'll take 2 to 3 capfuls. Number 1, 2. So the wheels aren't too bad. I just do 2.5. So you can see it suds up quite nicely. We'll dunk the brushes in there, get them all in there. So let that soak. And we'll hose down the wheels. Okay, so the wheels have been rinsed, and my dedicated wheel cleaner is Concours Purge. Using this stuff for the last few months, does the job pretty well. So we'll spray this on there, and we'll get behind the wheel arches as well. Let that do its thing. So while these have been left to dwell, we'll move on to the other side and get those wheels rinsed. So as you can see here, it's been doing a bit of action there. Wheels aren't too bad. Luckily my car doesn't make too much brake dust. Back to the front. Yep. Not too bad. Okay, rinse it off. You can see it gets nice and foamy there. Pretty good. Okay. Moving on to the wheels now. So 2 more things to go with my wheel cleaning. Got a dedicated tire brush here. So it's really soft bristles. Help to clean up the tires quite nicely. Also have a degreaser here. So Mother Speed all-purpose degreaser. So yeah, let's get started here. So always want to work from the top down. Comes cleaning the wheels. So work from the 12 o'clock all the way down. That way you're not working over yourself. You're not reintroducing any dirt back up into the wheels either. Spray the degreaser on here. Degreaser with the wheel brush, dunk it in. Yep. Work away at the tire here. Also come back to the wheels. Just clean the face of them. My parts brush here. We'll get into the brake caliper as well. Get that nice and cleaned out. And we'll get a dedicated wash mitt for the wheels. Get behind the spokes. Something that's easy to miss, but if you've got an old wash mitt lying around, repurpose that for the wheels. Got that, go back in the arches. Just while you're working your way around the wheels, it's good to touch up the exhaust pipes as well. So rinse these down, then apply some Concours Purge. So we'll see the results shortly. And then we'll get the wheel brush. Microfiber pad comes in handy here. Metal tips. Don't want to be too aggressive with them. Rinse that off. Just make sure when you're working your way over the wheels, just pass over the tips. Okay, so we got our buckets rinsed out, and for the wash, I go with Meguiar's NXT car wash. You don't have to use a lot. It's a couple of capfuls, and it suds up quite nicely. Right, so we got the buckets filled up, and then for my wash mitts, I use the Bowden Zone Shagtastic. Pretty good. So I use one for the top half of the car, the other one for the lower half. It's always good to have multiple mitts. I also got this funky fibers here. Yeah, so far so good. Can't see there's anything ever stuck in there. So it should work pretty well. And yeah, we'll dunk these in the wash bucket and get back to them and come back to them when we're ready for the contact wash. Okay, so we'll start off by pressure washing off the car. We'll rinse it down. It's always good to go from the top down. We'll give the areas behind the wheels a bit more attention because there's a lot of dirt that flies off the wheels under this part of the body panel, so knock that down. Okay, so the car is all rinsed down now, so we'll move on to the next step, which is applying snow foam. So for that, I've got Meguiar's Gold Glass in this snow cannon over here, so I'll give it a good shake. And we'll get on to snow foaming the car. Okay, and while the car is foaming down, let's get out, let's do the grills. Just wipe down, brush down the plastic areas. Should get all the badges as well. Get the diffuser, so just pretty much go over all the plastic bits. We'll rinse the car off now. Alright, so we move on to the bucket method. Dunk in the suds. And we'll go over the top.
Yep, so you just want to apply just a little bit of pressure. Was going side to side motion. Come back. More suds. We'll do half the windshield. Back. Dunk it in our rinse bucket. Good squeeze. Yep, have another inspection. Looks good. Okay, so you want to start the front bumper. What we'll do, half the front first. Squeeze the soap down. You don't need to be too aggressive. Nice smooth patterns. Nice smooth strokes. Move over to the lower half. A handy trick here when drying your car. Take the nozzle off your hose and use the water stream to essentially guide the water off the car. It works really well if the car's already been protected. Then I follow this up with my large drying towel. Apply it over the car, doing a section at a time, rather than gliding it across to further prevent the chance of any unwanted scratches. It's also a good idea to spend a few minutes to dry the door seals. An additional step I did here was using some polish to buff out any embedded bug splatter that didn't come off after the contact wash. A bit tedious perhaps, but I thought it was something worth doing. And before getting on to applying the sealant, I gave the whole car a wipe down with some detail spray to get a slick finish and to wipe off any dust that would have settled on the paint in the meantime. And then over to the sealant. For this I use Poor Boys EXP. It's really easy to work with. A little goes a long way, working on medium-sized sections at a time. And it's also very forgiving, as it doesn't leave a lot of residue behind in the creases or plastics. And once the whole car is done, it needs to be left to dry for an hour or so. And in this time, I move on to a few other things that can be done. So onto the windows, I use Concours Clarity, a residue remover for this. So to work on the glass, I use two microfiber cloths, one to spread the product and the other to buff it down quickly to avoid any streaks. Once the glass is done, I move on to applying dressing. For this I use Duragloss 253. It's a versatile dressing for rubber and trims. I apply it lightly on the grille. And around the tire. And by now the sealant has dried. And finally I go around with a new microfiber cloth and buff it off. And after all that, the car is ready to shine. So now it should be decently protected.
from the winter weather ahead. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Preferably driving next time. Cheers.